You ever wonder why some people stay perpetually stuck or why your business is hitting this glass ceiling and you can't get to the next level? Well, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I did for something called monk mode and what that did for me in the last month for us to hit our record months. And it was really with me doing things internally instead of externally. So it wasn't something where I worked on the business. It wasn't something where I tried a new strategy. This was something that I did, a protocol that I hope that you get value from this video. So at the end, I'm going to share with you exactly what that protocol was, what monk mode is, and how you can implement these strategies to take your business from wherever it is, 0 to 100K per month. So in this past month, I did something called monk mode, and you may have heard this thrown around on the internet, and it was famously known by Sam Ovens, but somebody that really put a lot of emphasis on this was Iman Gaji. And monk mode is a protocol where you have extreme focus for a short period of time, whether it's 30 or 90 days. And so in the month of June, I decided to do a protocol for myself for monk mode. And I'm gonna walk through the 6 things that I did to have my business hit all-time highs and hit 325K in one single month without me working on anything additional in the business. And this was all for me doing things specifically for myself to go to the next level. So the first thing that I did was I meditated every single day. Now, I'm not a big meditator, so I'm a type A person, so my mind is always thinking. And what I realized and learned from meditating is it was something for me to be still and really be aware of the things that were catching my attention. And so what I noticed is that I'm always focused on the business, next step, things are gonna happen, and sometimes I'm not present. But another thing is sometimes when you have ideas, you need to sit with them. And this allowed me to sit with the ideas and realize that some things were just fleeting thoughts and they would pass and I would never have to worry about them again. And that would have ultimately been something that was a distraction as opposed to something that would have helped me propel my business, right? So a lot of times what happens is as entrepreneurs, we get all of these amazing ideas of things that we want to do and we try to implement these things. And I call this a shiny strategy syndrome. And what happens is we're trying all these different brand new strategies. And if we would have just stayed focused on the one strategy, right, we could have 10x our business instead of just 2x it. And so what I learned from this is focusing on Occam's razor, which is, he states that the easiest thing to do is usually the right decision. And so sometimes the easy decision is not doing anything and saying, okay, I'll wait and see if this problem comes up again before I do something. I'm not big on meditating. In fact, I really didn't like it, but what I noticed the benefits of it was it allowed me to have more deep work, more focus, and it allowed me to have more control of my thoughts and ping away the things that were exciting at the time to dopamine, but really didn't move the needle. So that's the one big takeaway that I got from doing meditation. Number 2 was I really wanted to get serious about my fitness. Now I'm starting to speak on stages and get invited to be places. So if you're an insurance agent or an entrepreneur, you might want to come to the 8% conference because Eric Thomas is going to be there and I'm going to be sharing the stage and speaking at that conference. But I really wanted to get in better shape. And I've always gone to the gym 4 or 5 times a week. But what I noticed is the moment that I started to see some results, I started to take my foot off the gas. And so what I did this time was I got really serious and said for the month of June, I'm just gonna track my calories for every single day. And this by far was the biggest epiphany that I had in myself. So what happened is I start seeing some results and then I resort back to what I was doing before and I would see a little bit of results, but the problem is now I would regress back and take my foot off the gas. And so now instead of needing to only lose 5 pounds, right, and then regress after somebody told me that I looked good, now I needed to lose 10 pounds. And that gap just continued to get bigger and bigger. So this time, with me tracking my calories, the first thing I realized is that randomly eating and all these things, I was eating 3, 4, 5,000 calories in a day. And the things might have been healthy, but I just wasn't aware of how and what I was eating. So this is important because this was for my energy levels. This was having my sleep off, my insulin spikes midday were crashing, and it was because I wasn't tracking exactly what I was eating and my proportions off. My carbs were way too high, my protein was way too low, and my fat was too high. So once I started tracking it, I realized the right foods that I needed to eat based off the calorie range. And here's the most amazing part is now once I start tracking my calories and I cut my calorie intake in half. I was able to eat more, stay filled, and my workouts were actually paying off. So this is huge. The third thing was I started to follow a workout plan. And so my wife kept telling me this for a long time, and she was right. She was like, you need to follow a consistent workout plan. So I've been working out for almost like a decade. And so I just, sometimes as you're working out, you just end up going through the motions so much. So one of my friends, who's probably the most successful entrepreneur that I know that came from a different background, is a six-figure fitness coach, and he's probably the most fit person that I know that's over 40. And so I hired an expert, and within the first 30 days, I was starting to see my six pack, my shoulders look good. People were telling me that I look great for working out. And what I realized from this is you need to hire an expert if you want to get the results that you're looking to get. You can continue to try it on your own and not have that built-in accountability. Take your foot off the gas. But when you hire an expert, somebody that you truly believe can help you get to the result that you're looking to get, what happens is now you don't want to let them down, right? You don't want to look bad to a weight. You don't want to input over the numbers on your diet plan when you went to Chick-fil-A or the McDonald's or anything like that. And so with that built-in accountability, now I want the money that I'm paying him to actually pay off and him to be proud of the results that he's getting for his client. And what this allowed me to do was really break through that plateau. So hiring an expert, if you're stuck, if you're trying to get to the next level, the number one thing that you want to do is find somebody that's doing exactly what you want to be doing and hire them, right? Tony Robbins says the easiest way to be successful is to find somebody that's successful and model them. The fourth thing I did to hit all-time highs in my business and break through the plateau that I was in was I followed a low-carb diet. So before I said I was eating way too many carbs, not enough protein, way too many fat. So once I flipped that, started eating enough protein, I started seeing my workouts, my strength increase. I also started seeing that I was able to eat more and stay full instead of midnight snacking. And also during the day, it wasn't a huge distraction where I needed to stop all the time to eat something and refuel. This was very huge for high performance. So now I'm not thinking about food, right? Handle that. I'm also not thinking about money because my business is crushing it. So now that I have the two basic necessities that most people spend 90% of their daily thoughts thinking about where their next check is going to come from and where their next meal is going to come from, now I can just focus on doing the things that I love. And this was very, very impactful. The other thing I realized is that the more protein that you eat, the more satiated that you are, right? And as opposed to eating some things that are high carb, which only fills you up and satiates you for a little bit, but then you become hungry again. And I was continuing to be on this hamster wheel. And finally, once I realized that, I was like, oh, I got it. So I ordered meal prep, made sure everything was low carb, it's in the fridge. I come down, I got my meals prepped, got my protein shake, and I'm ready to go. And this will allow me to have more concentration and deep work stacked on top of that meditation and focus that I did in the month as well. The fifth thing I did was I set some fitness goals. So one was to track things in Strides, which is this amazing app where you can put these things. And what happened was you were able to set up these checklists, check marks for things that you wanted to attack every single day. So one of those was drinking a gallon of water. One of them was burning 750 calories. Another one was making sure that I didn't eat over 2,000 calories. And then the other ones are actually on this list as well. So I put all of these monk mode things in there. And the cool thing is after like 3 or 4 days of checking these off, now I didn't want to break my streak. And so burning these 750 calories was the main focus of mine. And that allowed me to get my movement in. So what did this do? This decompressed me, it allowed me to keep my stress down. Also walking allowed me to think a little bit more about things that I wanted to implement in the business. So as I walked, right, the excitement would go down and my rational brain would kick in. And this was super powerful for me to make amazing decisions. And as I'm burning these calories, the way I figured this out was I used ChatGPT. So this is important. Most people don't know that BMR, which is your basic metabolism rate, and that's what you need to burn every single day in order for you to burn 1 pound, right? And so a pound is 3,500 calories, and most people don't know how much they need to burn every single day in order to get that. And all you got to do is type in the ChatGPT, your height, weight, age, and it will spit out these metabolic rates on how many calories you need to burn. And it'll also give you a full nutritional plan and a workout plan, which is super cool. So once I figured that out, 750 was my number. That's how I was able to stack this on top of everything else. And I got my body weight down like 6 to 8% in 30 days. And then the last thing that's probably the most important is no screen time for 2 hours every single day. And so from 6 to 8 p.m., what I did was there was no phones, no screen time, no nothing, and I just spent time with my family. And what I learned from this is your family time is the most important thing. Phone shouldn't ring, no matter if the president's calling, unless the house is burning down, nobody should be able to get through to you when you're having family time. And this did two things for me. Number one, the first thing that it did was it allowed me to decompress so that I could get to sleep at night. So taking that 2 hour break allowed my mind to unwind so that when it was time for me to go to bed, I was able to actually like relax, right? And then the second thing does it reduce anxiety about me worrying about things because I had a break from being online. And now more than ever, what we have to do if you have an online business, an entrepreneur, instead of being online all the time, we have to unplug. We have to decompress. So what you need to do is you need to put that buffer in so that you can have some time to reset. And this is what helps decrease burnout. And this is probably one amazing thing that I'm probably going to continue to implement out of all of these things. And this strategy was absolutely incredible for me. And again, it took my business from doing about 150 to 325 in every single month. It was absolutely incredible. And now again, we're looking to scale to 500K to $1 million per month in 2023. So this is Monk Mode. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments if you're looking to implement and execute some of these strategies. And so hope this video was helpful. I'll talk to you guys soon.